Hey everybody, welcome to a new series of videos where we rebuild this thing. My chair is sinking. So my channel is home to some pretty heavily modified cars, some crazy car shows and features, but one thing you guys may not know about me is that I actually own a modified car myself, and the reason you don't know about it is because it's been sitting in my garage for the last 5 years now. And before we get started on modifying it again, I kind of want to take a moment to talk about the history of the car, everything that's been done to it, and what the plans are for it. So I'm going to ramble on a bit. We're going to toss in some old photos and some old videos, but this is a 2004 Dodge Neon RT that I purchased in 2008. I bought this in May of 2008. I was 19 at the time and I really wanted an SRT4, but because I was 19 and working part-time, I couldn't afford the insurance. It was some odd like $500 a month. So I did the next best thing. I bought a Neon RT, and within 2 years we had it boosted with a standalone management system, a bunch of suspension bits, various stages of exterior mods, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I wanted to keep this car and rebuild it into a new stage for a few reasons. The first one being that I've had this car for 11 years now, and it's got a bit of a special place to me. I don't think if it was for this car and modifying it to the extent I did that I would be shooting cars for a living and be as much of an automotive enthusiast as I am. Back in the years when I first got it and was modifying it, social media wasn't really a thing. You had MySpace, but Facebook wasn't a thing, Instagram, YouTube not so much. So the way you interacted with other car enthusiasts was through local car forums. So I was a part of NJ Tuners and 2GM, which is the forum for this body style Neons, and through those two forums I really enveloped myself in those communities and met tons of people, got great advice, and it helped me take this car to where it is today. And the other reasons I wanted to keep this car is that I really learned everything on it. I learned how to use a welder, how to use a grinder, how engines work, how turbochargers work, how basically everything of a car works, I learned on this car. I did build this car with my dad, and if it wasn't for his encouragement when you get stuck on a bolt or something's not going right, if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have had the motivation to take the car to where I did. And I don't put much of my personal life on social media, but I did tell you guys that in June my dad did pass away. So I think taking this car to the next step would be a great tribute to him. So I bought the car in 2008, and kind of through 2012 or so, the car went through a bunch of various stages. Aside from the turbo kit, we went through 2 different sets of 16-inch work wheels, various front ends, different interior styles. And through those years, I was having a ton of fun with the car, going to shows, meets, taking it to work every day, taking it to school. The car really never let me down. And then right around 2014, I was making the decision that I need to go full-time into photo and video, because that's what I really enjoyed and that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I knew I needed to cut back the spending on the car right after I bought the 3-piece wheels that are on it. So when I made that decision to do photo and video work full-time, I knew that I needed to start working my jobs less and start shooting more so I could easily make that transition into making photo and video my full-time job, which meant at the time less disposable income for this thing. So kind of sat around for a while, and then over time the tune started acting really funny. And once the car would get up to like operating temperature, it would backfire like crazy and then shut off on me. I tried changing the tune, I tried changing various sensors. Over the years I kind of, to be honest, forgot about the car. I really just let it sit here, walked by it in the garage, and I would just look at it, but I wasn't really driven to do anything about it. And now that it's the end of 2019, I've been doing full-time photo and video work for 5 years now, whether it be stuff for the channel here or client work. And I owe a huge thank you to you guys for being a part of every step of the way. Now that I'm comfortable in the position I'm in now, I think it's time to take some of my energy and devote it back into this thing for a total rehaul. So this car has a 2.0 liter motor. It is not the 2.4 SRT motor. We boosted the 2 liter. It's running a BorgWarner S256 turbo with Mega Squirt engine management, and the head is shaved to a 10.1:1 compression ratio. Running about 8 to 10 PSI of boost. It has a tile wastegate, turbo excess blow-off valve, some other odds and bits, but it was a fun car at the time. Now when it comes to what we're going to do to it, our first major step is we need to get a donor car. We need to find an SRT4 that's in good shape with a good motor that we can take this one out of and take the motor from the SRT4 and pop it in here. And along the way, while the motor of this car is out, we're gonna shave the engine bay a bit. I'm not going for a total shave where we make a brand new firewall or anything, but I do want to clean up the bay because it does have a lot of unnecessary holes in it and weird things coming out of it and shapes and all that. So I do want to clean it up, get the SRT4 motor in there with all polished bits, the polished intake manifold, polished valve cover, polished motor mounts. We got to get this wrap off and get the car repainted for sure. I do want to go wide body because right now the car is sitting on 17x9 plus 15 wheels, but it has about 6 degrees of camber in the back and about 4 in the front. So I would like to uncamber that and run a less stretched tire and then build the wide body around that. We also need to completely strip the interior. I would like to get brand new carpets for it, a brand new dash, brand new door panels, dynamat the whole interior. When it comes to under the car, I do want to take the subframe out, the control arms, the knuckles, I want to take everything out and completely undercoat the car like it's brand new off the showroom floor. And that's kind of the direction I want to go with the build overall, is like, if the Dodge Neon came out in 2020, what would it be like? And that's kind of what I want to do. So here on the back of the car, we have a shaved trunk, a PVO spoiler that I would like to get molded in, so there are no body lines. And then we have a Mopar OEM lip for the rear bumper here, but I think I want to go to the SRT bumper so it doesn't have these things here. Coming around the side, we have the Mopar side skirts, and here are the wheels. These 17x9 plus 15 Barramundi. I love the way these look with the brushed windows on them. I'm still torn on what color to actually paint the car, but I know that the red on these faces needs to go. We have some carbon fiber pillar bits. So the front end, we actually took the 04 front end off and put in this 02 front end. And the difference is on the 04s, the turn signal's in this housing here, but on the 02s, the turn signal's in its own housing. And then we took a lip from a EG Civic, a spoon lip, and cut it and molded it to fit the bumper. And then we have the OEM Chrysler grille from the Canada and European models. The headlights I love, I think they're badass, but I would like to take them to somewhere like Circuit Demon to get done. But I do love the way the huge projector looks in there. Here we have the Borg-Warner Turbo. I think that's a 63 AR exhaust housing. All the fuel system is stock. It actually handled the boost very well. Some aftermarket motor mounts. And then we have BC coils, and on the underside we have a Hotchkiss sway bar setup and some lower control arms. And continuing on that theme of like all OEM brand new, I do want to get all new weather stripping and side moldings for it. Basically, if there's a part I can still get new for this car from the dealer, I'm going to get it. We are not going to spare expenses when it comes to little details that can make this car feel brand new, kind of like Big Mike did with his Prelude, ordering all those OEM Honda parts. Now, it's going to be a very long process. I don't have a timeline because I don't want this car to get in the way of, say, very important shoots or saving for a house. I would like to get the car done in 2020, maybe before Tuner Evo Philly, we can reveal the car there, or maybe before H2O. My priorities with this car, number one would be, I just want to build this car to enjoy it. I just want to cruise with my friends and, you know, go to shows and meets and just enjoy it as a car. Secondly, I would like to maybe learn how to do some time attack or road racing in it, because it won't be so much a show stance car. It will have a very good stance, but I want to put it on 888s and kind of keep it raised up for more of a track aggressive look versus a slammed style. I am taking a look at some possible donor SRT4s this weekend, so hopefully we'll come home with one and a big part of the equation of rebuilding this car will be done. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this gave you some cool insight into a little bit about me and what got me so deeply involved in the car community in the first place. Last thing before I close this out, we're having a giant sale on merch on the store. Shirts, hats, stickers, lanyards, all like 40 to 50% off. So check it out, links in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.